His will, is it really as simple as all this? There are no conditions?
No. You'll get used to it.
But first, I must go back to England as soon as possible.
You said.
What should I do now?
Enjoy yourself?
I mean, what should I be doing?
Making your own will? I'm sure you have your own lawyers back in England, but as a precaution, Mr. Leaford, you have a long journey ahead of you. I merely suggest that putting your intentions on paper would be advisable to protect your loved ones.
Of course. My loved ones. Yes.
And you don't want to change anything?
No.
Right.
Do you think I've been fair to my wife and my son?
Right. Although, doesn't matter, it's not for me to say. Where are you staying?
Trastevere, but...
I wouldn't stay there too long. But of course you're not, will you?
If there's something you want to ask me, you know...
It's very unusual, this will of yours, isn't it? In all my years, I have never...
You mean the stipulation if the child is born a boy?
Frankly, yes. I don't care, you understand? I'm only a lawyer. It isn't my position to care. That's why I am reluctant to make any comment. But I don't understand the conditions you place upon this boy child receiving...
You haven't met my son. If there is to be a second son, even if I believe, as I do, that he would have the good heart and gentle nature of his mother, I must have that safeguard. You see, it might be me, my bad seed. Do I need to explain myself any further?
You didn't need to explain yourself at all. This will be put in motion, Mr. Leaford. Forwarded to Messrs. Grimwig and Brownlow. And you, of course, may. Your uncle's villa. The lease is yours for some time to come. I would recommend returning at the very first opportunity.
Well, we shall.
Thank you. You've been very kind, Mr. Ferguson. Oh, I think you'll find that I always make a point of charging a fee for such kindness.
Lasciate stare la brava gente! Via! Andate via!
for your letter, Edwin?
I sent you a letter. I didn't send you an invitation.
Father. Father. I'm much better now.
Oh.
It seemed perfectly appropriate, Edwin.
What did?
That I should be here with you.
At this time of great grief.
Well, it was your dear, kind...
Much lamented.
Uncle Richard who brought you and I together. Without him...
I wouldn't have had all those years of the cruelest grief with you and... Dictionaries should contain your name and particulars, Elizabeth. Definition of evil. Just your name and a brief description. Malignancy. Your name again. Cruelty, see malignancy. See evil, see Elizabeth Leaford.
Well, I'm glad you can carry a conversation now, Edwin. Couldn't really speak when we first met. Shame.
How did you get in here?
Too easily, I fear. This is not an area or a property which befits a man of your newfound substance.
I've been told that it's eminently generous, considering. Because you have read it, haven't you?
You were asleep for a long time, Edwin. The wills were the only reading matter written in English in the whole apartment. Apart, that is, from your letter. The one beginning... Dearest darling Agnes, keep my locket close to your heart.
The will and the letter tell you everything. And more than I would ever want to tell you. Still, you saved me the task of informing you of my intentions.
You didn't suffer alone, you know, Edwin. Your family forced you to marry me. My family forced me to marry a boy. A boy. No older than your son is now. And just as... inexperienced. And I have no rich uncle full of regrets upon his deathbed. My family wasted and spent their fortunes, apart from some fool who found religion. Who will marry me? Who will I ever have who would send me such a letter of love?
Oh, bravo, Beth, bravo. Better than ever before, the best yet. But please, please, no encores, for I've heard it all before. Dictionary definition, deception, Elizabeth Leaford.
Oh, well, I tried. I had to try. I will always try. Almost anything. I said to Edward when I received your letter, I said, we should be here with you. Whatever you decided to do, even if you rejected us both again, we should be here. When you finally received everything you deserved.
That's where I got it from.
He's dying, you fool.
Dying?
Is she dead? Of course she's dead. There was enough prussic acid in there to kill a whole platoon.
Why didn't you tell me?
Don't cry. Don't you dare cry. Do something useful for once. Empty his pockets. Take everything.
can't do that, Mother. It's my father.